Gotta be watching inversion inversion order block right here. Old buying, got old buying right there. So now we gotta be watching to see. Probably want to use this potentially as a point where price may reverse for the short term. Obviously, a lot of buy set up here from 9:30 pre-market, stuff like that. Didn't get any sweep really with 9:30 news or 9:30 equities open. Sorry. So buy side trailed it here. So really, I'm interested in. I would say I'm interested in this too, and the fair value gap. So we'll say this is relatively equal with these ones. So buy set up here. Keep that marked out. Trading into a tiny fair value gap right here. We'll see how we want to respect that. Also an inversion fair value gap right there. So didn't use it as shorting opportunity. Instead, you want to see it potentially hold price up. You got bisi, inversion fair value gap, and the inversion order block right in there. So all three of those things should push price up. Obviously, if you disrespect that, I'm really not going to be interested in the rest of the macro. Nice respect off that. Now, the first target for the buy side, obviously, swing high there. Some order blocks on 50% of this, right? So first target for the buy side, basically this swing high. Then the breakaway gap, also a good target. Obviously the buy side above that as well. So we got another bullish closure above the bisi and the inversion fair value gap and the old buying basically holding there. So looking for some speed, breakaway gap, to swing high as well. Obviously we need to close above this sibi here. And really should not return back below this low here. So if you're taking that as a long opportunity, stop below there we have the IFG order block here that should support price, as well as if you can form a fair value gap on top of that too, super nice. So if you wanted to take that daily range from low to high, breakaway gap is your first target technically within premium. Okay, but child daily range, premium right there, parent daily range, partial right in the breakaway. So this order block right here, tapped into it there with the wick, looking for expansion up. So once we close above here, this should be a propulsion block. There you go. There's your speed. Expansion up. So now I should see continuation really to the upside, looking for the breakaway gap secondary, and then the buy side as the terminus. Really, really not clean price action. I hope you can tell comparatively to the other days. It's not the best. So I gotta wait on time though. So basically done in here. Next time point would be right around 10:30. Breaker here. This breaker right here. Yeah, this breaker does look clean. I do kind of like it. Let's look at the targets. 2 to 2.5 right up there. Let's look at the entry time frame. I don't know. Looks kind of magic to me. So if we see this breaker in here, right? Low, high, low, low. From the bottom, disrespected the last PDA at the top using as support. So confirm breaker. You take your A to B leg. That's your range. So -2. I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of rough. Let me hide this. So -2 to -2.5 right up there. That's kind of your first target, -2. Then -4 past that. You got your entry within that -1 and -1.5 right there. That's pretty solid to me. So we'll be looking for the -4 standard deviations to reach up into -2, if that makes sense. Nice expansion there. So you got to be mindful between -2-ish and -4. Sometimes you'll see, excuse me, time distortion. Price will wait for the correct time to deliver price. So if there's a target that price wants to reach for and it's not the right time, it'll kind of just gyrate up and down. Looks like consolidation like this a lot of times. And then that time, whatever it may be, so this in this case is 10:15, you'll see maybe expansion out of that. Now we confirmed this order block here, right? This good sec. Let me remove this. Confirmed it with the closure above right there, wicked into it. So that should really support price as well. You could see for the most part these candles here, we closed above it and got super close to the bottom end, but for the most part it held. So 2 standard deviations right up here. Mark this in purple. So I need to trade through this order block here. Already wicked into it once, rejected off of it. That's why we got that rejection, right? Fair side of the order block, wicked up into it, close a little bit lower, but still like to see bullish price action. Entering, this is your breakaway gap, by the way. Second target done and dusted. Let's take a look at this. I just want to see where the -4 is. Oh, there you go. Right next to -4. This thing is just too good. I don't know. This to me looks like sauce. There's your -2, -2.5. So I'll take a screenshot of this. But that to me is a fantastic example. Right? Nice breaker at the bottom. Price deviations lined up. Time deviations also lined up. Perfect entry there within the bisi. And then we got nice, explanation all the way to 4 standard deviations of time. Within a minute, we got that -2 and starting to reject lower. That's just precision. I don't know how you can see that and then argue, oh yeah, it's all buying and selling pressure. Each their own, I guess, but I don't know. For me, that's just really, really evident of a algorithm that delivers price. So sweep to internal range liquidity, and look at that rejection off of it too. Yeah, 10:30 is kind of that window now we're waiting for. So send the screenshot to. Let me actually send it. Tapped into this bullish breaker order block here, by the way. Got first target. So this is what I'm talking about. For bullish in this case, whenever you see a partial, a lot of times you'll see a rejection back into discount. So you can see the first swing high that we targeted was within premium. Swept that out, rejected down into the IFVG and the order block. Okay, started to trade back up. Failed the -2 standard deviations and the breakaway gap here, right there to the tick, and then we started to trade back lower. What did we do? Traded back into discount of the dealing range, and more importantly, reaching into a bullish PD array. So this order block here was not really tapped into with the down closing candle again. Obviously close above, wicked into it, shot up, met the target, returned into discount. You can see we just slightly dipped into discount there below 15,501. So I'm still targeting the buy side. Here's your 1030 price. Got a tiny for value gap here. We may want to fill. So looking for the short-term buy side. Obviously there's for value gaps up here that we're looking to trade into. But it's kind of a high resistance liquidity run, right? So came all the way up to the premium end there. We need to see a continuation, but high resistance meaning up, retrace, up, retrace, up, retrace, up, retrace, up, retrace, right? It's not really a quick liquidity grab. Those low resistance liquidity grabs is what you want to be in. Yeah, it's such a high resistance liquidity run and so much sell stops are accumulating. You've got to be really, really careful for a reversal, because if it wants to reverse, think about it. If everyone's trailing their stops multiple times, you want to quickly and aggressively smash through all of those stops. You don't want to have time where people can, oh, let's get out, let's get out, let's get out. Maybe not. No, let's get out. You want to just see it smash all the way through those sell stops quickly. That's why you have those low resistance liquidity runs, right? You have a lot of stops that are accumulating. And instead of popping through here once, and then you see multiple, quick slow dips, it gets people, you were kind of removing that liquidity prematurely by people just closing out their positions. You want to keep those stops there. And then if smart money wants to distribute up here, you have buy side liquidity, they want to enter shorts. So this is, the framework. You have pre-existing buy side liquidity up here, also up here from the 930 shorts, right? Everyone who's shorting pre-market or at 930 really have not seen any heat up until now. They're getting close to their stop out. In the process, they're building buy side liquidity up. So if smart money wants to come up here and exchange their sell orders with the buy side liquidity, right? That's your offset distribution. So smart money exchanges their sell orders with the buy stops. Who do they want to give it to? They want to give it to willing sell side liquidity. Where's your sell side liquidity? I've already built it up here, right? Positions is going to be to people who are willing to take them. So all of this stops, the sell side liquidity has been resting up underneath here. They want to quickly just smash through it. You can kind of see the market maker model forming in here as well, right? But just something to keep in mind. That's kind of what my mind thinks about when I see this liquidity starting to build up. but it does need to transact those buy stops typically before it wants to reverse. Watch this up closing candle here. We're wicking into it. Need to see a closure above. If we start doing kind of this, where it's starting to reject off of that, that to me looks like a change in the state of delivery. So gotta be mindful of that. Something like that. See how it's wicking, closing below? You need to see a quick expansion up through that. Don't get that, not interested. You need DXY as well to start dropping off. So if you can start closing through these bullish order blocks, it's a good sign for indices to start popping up. So close below that. Really need that expansion up below this, above this X line. See, we have another up close range in here. Close below it. So if we can close above there, it's nice. If we can close above there, that's preferred. You now need indices to start climbing up. Also have this 15-minute gap up here. So above the buy side, 15,546 would be a nice partial. Starting to trade back up. We already closed above this order block here. Looking nice. Now we need to close above the X line. Let's look at the 5-minute too. Yeah, I got this 5-minute order block as well holding us up. Looked into it. So we should see bullish price action. I'm still liking it on the higher time frames. Just the 1 minute and 2 minutes kind of rough. Bullish order block here on the 1 minute. Starting to close above it. There you go. There's ES trading up through their AM high, I believe. I think that was that alarm was. Yeah, perfect. Just smash through it. Just do it already. There we go. Finally. Holy cow. So, high resistance liquidity run right there. There's your bias and liquidity swept out. Obviously, last partial looking for 15,550. There's a tap. So I'm going to close that out. So here's the entry and exit. Here's the full thing. See, now we're starting to reverse. So that's exactly why I wanted to get out. High resistance liquidity runs typically create those really, really strong reversals.